Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm doing a True King Dino deck profile. So I'm really excited for this one because this deck is a really awesome combo-based deck that can summon some extremely powerful boss monsters in the game like True King of all Calamities, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, Trishula Dragon of the Ice Bear, and Borreload Savage Dragon in the same turn, which is absolutely insane. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on this. But before we do, don't forget to check out that Patreon down in the description below because we have some awesome rewards for you guys, like getting a name in the description of every single video, getting a signed card sent to the mail, or even getting to request a deck profile just like this one every single month that you are a patron. So without further ado guys, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which still, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful boss monsters ever created in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because what it does is you banish 2 dinosaur monsters from your graveyard to special summon this card from your hand, and then you can destroy a monster on your hand or your field, and if you do, you flip all monsters your opponent controls into face-down defense position during either player's main phase, which is insanely good just to Book of Moon your opponent, which is really, really crazy. It also has the ability that this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, and at the end of the damage step, or at the start of the damage step, if it attacks a defense position monster, it instantly sends it to the graveyard and inflicts 1,000 points of damage to your opponent. So for basically every monster your opponent has on the field, you're going to inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent, and you have a 3,500 beat stick on the field that can Book of Moon constantly. That's insane. This card is crazy good. You have to play it too. We then play a single copy of Dolgaran because it is searchable in the deck and you can special summon it to your opponent's side of the field by tributing a monster. It's extremely easy to get out on your opponent's side of the field, and it deals with a lot of problematic cards. 1 copy of Dino Wrestler Pankatops. This card is a really good bait card that you can special summon to your side of the field if you control no monsters and your opponent controls a monster, which this card is really, really good at doing that, where you just instantly give it to your opponent, or give it to you, and then tribute it, and then try and destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. And if they don't, then you're still going to bait them out with making them use resources to stop you from destroying it. 1 copy of Vortex Cordless. This card is really cool because if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add a Evolution Pill spell from your deck to your hand. It's just here to search the Evolution Pill, essentially, so it's just for that reason. We then play a single copy of Giant Rex because every time this card's banished, it special summons itself back to your side of the field once per turn, though. It can attack your opponent directly, so that's, a little bit of a downside. We then play 3 copies of Soul Eating Overraptor, which is the best searcher probably in the entire game right now, and one of the most insane cards in the entire game right now, because what this card does is when this card is normal or special summon, you can take a dinosaur monster and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. And then it also has the ability that you can target a dinosaur level 4 or lower dinosaur monster on the field and destroy it, and then special summon a dinosaur monster from your graveyard in defense position. So it lets you swap out your dinosaurs. It lets you pop the Baby Ceratosaurus or the Petite Pterodon to be able to get the exact card that you need out on your field as quickly as possible. So this card is really insane. We then play 3 copies of Miscellaneousaurus. What this card does is basically you discard it from your hand to the graveyard, and when you do during your main phase, dinosaur monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated effects, which is pretty cool. You discard it during either player's normal, during their main phase, and it triggers that effect, which is a really, really good effect to be able to trigger. It also has the ability that you can banish from the graveyard and any number of dinosaur monsters from your graveyard to trigger the ability to make it so that you can special summon a dinosaur monster from your graveyard or from your deck equal to the number of dinosaur monsters that you banish. So if I banish 4, I can special summon a level 4 dinosaur monster from my deck, including this card. So this card counts as one of the 4 that you banish, which is really, really cool. We then play 3 copies of Baby Ceratosaurus. Baby Ceratosaurus has the ability that if this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you special summon a level 4 lower dinosaur monster from your deck. Essentially, that's all it does. It really works well with your copy of Lost World. It works well with your Soul Eating Overraptor. It works well with a lot of cards in this deck. It has a lot of really good synergy. We then play a single copy of Petite Pterodon. Petite Pterodon is really good in the deck because if this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 4 or higher dinosaur type monster from your deck, but it can't attack this turn. We then play 2 copies of the Orby Dinosaur. I just call it the Orby Dinosaur, the Orby Gator or Little Gator. If this card is normal or special summon, you can destroy a dinosaur monster in your hand or your field, and then you can add a reptile, sea serpent, or winged beast monster with the same original level as the destroyed monster, or an evolution pill. You're always going to add that evolution pill because that is the pivotal card that you need to get to as quickly as possible, so you can summon out your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno really fast. And then we play a single copy of the Drak Tuner Monster. We just play a single copy of this because you just need 1 copy to summon to your side of the field to start going into your crazy, crazy plays. So that's it for the dinosaur monsters. Let's get into the True Kings and the hand traps. So for the True Kings, we're going to be playing 3 copies of the True King of the Vanisher. This card is really good in deck because it lets you pop a lets you destroy 2 cards on the field or in your hand, and then including a fire monster. And if you special summon this card from your hand, and if both monsters were destroyed were fire monsters, then you can add a and if this card were, you can banish 1 monster from your opponent's field or graveyard, which is really cool. And it also has the ability that if this card is destroyed by a card effect, you can add a non-fire worm monster from your graveyard to your hand, which is really good because you're always going to get back your Lithosogen. Lithosogen is just a 1-of because it's limited to 1. This card can rip 3 cards out of your opponent's extra deck, which is really, really cool. And also, if this card is destroyed by a card effect, you can add a non-worm monster that's a non-earth from your deck to your hand, or your graveyard to your hand, which is really cool. We play a single copy of Mecha Beast Oleon. This card is just to summon off of our Needle Fiber, so we can go into our crazy plays, into our Metal Marcher, and our copy of Link Cross and stuff like that. It's really, really good for that, to be able to go like your copy of Needle Fiber, and then link away the Needle Fiber for the Link Cross, and then you summon this off of the Needle Fiber first, and then you've got Link Cross with 2 tokens plus this, and you can go Herald of the Arclight, or you can climb all the way into your copy of Borreload Savage Dragon. It just makes Borreload Savage Dragon so much easier. And then we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is really good in here because you just want to activate her effect to be able to stop your opponent from doing all sorts of shenanigans, so you play her as a 3-of. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Call by the Grave, because Call by the Grave is really pivotal to this deck to be able to stop your opponent's hand traps, and it's really important to stop your opponent's hand traps with stuff like Soul Eating Overraptor running around, and being able to just stop your opponent from doing anything. We then play 2 copies of Double Evolution Pill. Double Evolution Pill is really good in here because the Double Evolution Pill lets you special summon a dinosaur or non-dinosaur type monster. You banish a non-dinosaur and a dinosaur from your graveyard to special summon out your copy of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno directly from your deck, which, I mean, if the card wasn't broken enough, it is extremely broken with being able to put this card on the field. I mean, it's just insanely good to be able to just activate your Double Evolution Pill, special summon your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno right on the field. We then play 3 copies of Fossil Dig. Fossil Dig searches literally any dinosaur monster from the deck that's level 6 or lower, so it basically searches Soul Eating Overraptor. We then play a single copy of Terraforming to search our field spells, which is really pivotal to the deck's work functioning. We play a single copy of Draconic Diagram. This card works not only for your dinosaur monsters, but also works for your True King monsters, which is really cool. But basically, you get to target a card you get to destroy a card in your hand and then add a True Draco or a True King from your deck to your hand, which is always going to be one of your baby Cerosaurus or your Petite Pterodon. You're going to pop with that and then be able to add one of your True Kings to your hand, and then you special summon Overraptor, and then it kind of snowballs from there. And then we play 3 copies of Lost World because Lost World is crazy in here. It makes all monsters on the field that are not dinosaur monsters lose 500 attack and defense. And then it also has the ability to special summon tokens to your opponent's side of the field every time they normal or special summon a monster. And then you can special summon a Dirac token to their side of the field in defense position, which is really cool. And then while they control a token, they cannot target monsters on the field with card effects except the token. And then once per turn, if a normal monster's on the field will be destroyed, which is the token, it's going to be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can destroy as many dinosaur monsters from your hand or deck instead, which is the baby Cerosaurus and the Petite Pterodon that's going to and then let you special summon more dinosaur monsters to your side of the field and swarm the field. So that's it for the main deck, guys. We don't play any traps. You don't need any traps in this deck. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, you're playing a single copy of True King of All Calamities. This card is insane and one of the best cards in the entire deck, and essentially the bait and boss monster of the deck. You summon this card is essentially skill drain because you call an attribute and detach a material from this card, and then everything becomes that attribute and all monsters your opponent possess with that particular attribute, their effects are negated. We then play a single copy of Logia because you can detach 2 materials from this card and negate the normal special summon or the activated spell or trap effects, which is really, really cool. And you negate the summon and destroy it, which is really cool, or negate the activation and destroy it. 1 copy of Dolka, you detach a material from this card to negate the effect of a monster and destroy it, which is pretty cool. Abyss Dweller to lock down the graveyard, really, really good. Nightmare Unicorn to bounce stuff. Nightmare Phoenix to pop spells and traps. And then for our combo pieces, you're playing a single copy of Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber is really good in this deck because you basically summon Needle Fiber with your token, or with the the Dirac Link monster, or the Dirac tuner monster, you summon it with that and another monster on your side of the field. And then once you summon it, you summon out Oleon, and then again, you link this away for your copy of Linkross, and then Linkross summons 2 tokens, and you have the Oleon and 2 tokens, and then you can climb into a Metal Marcher and your copy of your Herald of the Arclight, where you can then fusion or link or synchro summon these together with another monster that's a level 1 to go into your copy of Warlord Savage, or you can even climb into your level 7 or level 9 synchro plays, which is really, really cool. So then you play a single copy of Linkuriboh because you can link away the tokens or by tributing them. Like, you can tribute them, but you can't link with the tokens the turn they're the turn they're summoned. But you can tribute them because they're level 1 when you have your copy of Linkuriboh in the graveyard. And if you summon the Orby Dinosaur, you're always going to summon that away for your Linkuriboh to get it in the graveyard, so you can then link climb higher into the deck, which is really cool. We then play a single copy of Alamirage. Alamirage is kind of neat in this deck because it comes in super handy when you normal summon out your copy of the Orby Dinosaur. You can summon this card, and it has a lot of synergy in the deck. We then play a copy of the Ravenous Crocodragon, which is a really, really good card in here as well. It gains 500 attack for each card in your hand, and you can only use its effects of the following effects of this card once per turn. If this card is synchro summon, you can draw cards equal to the number of non-tuners used for the synchro summon, and then you can quick effect discard 2 cards and then destroy a card on the field, which is also really good to load up the graveyard. We play a single copy of Trishula. The Trishula comes in really, really handy to be able to banish a card from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. Really awesome card to go into. Warlord Savage just gets us additional negates on our side of the field. Herald of the Arclight is really, really easy to go into in this deck, and then the Marching Metal Marcher is really easy to go into and a really good combo piece, because if this card is synchro summon, you get to target a tuner in your graveyard and special summon it to in defense position, so it gets you another tuner on your side of the field to then climb into your copy of Borreload, which is really, really helpful. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It's a really, really crazy deck. Easily tier 2 to tier 1 deck right here. I really would not hesitate to carry this card to carry this deck to a regionals or a locals or any kind of tournament that you'd be wanting to carry this to. It's really insane, and as long as we don't have any cards hit on this deck, I mean, it's going to be crazy. I think we're going to get probably Linkross banned on the next ban list, maybe. But anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can come to our notification squad, and definitely tell me what you think of this deck down in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.